Hi, everyone. So good to see you. Welcome to KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin by talking about weather. The inland Northwest is seeing temperatures on the steady incline. So to tell us more is KREM 2's Thomas Patrick. And Thomas, it is definitely warming up.
It is warming up, absolutely, Laura, but at least it's not scorching hot just yet. Another very typical mid-July day ahead of us. Definitely plenty of sunshine. Decent number of cumulus clouds also starting to populate the sky around me from our outdoor weather center, so maybe a little bit of energy to play with in the atmosphere. We'll show you Doppler radar in a moment, but we're already up to 80 degrees in Coeur d'Alene and 78 Spokane. This is about where we were yesterday, within a degree or two. So I think our afternoon temperatures end up about the same as yesterday as well, between about 85 and 87 for today. Our model just says completely sunny, but again, I'm seeing a little bit of cumulus cloud action. That's just because the heat of the day is starting to energize the atmosphere, and it starts to pop those afternoon clouds. So are we seeing any showers and storms? Watch this corner of the inland Northwest, our far northeastern corner. This would be northwestern Montana and out towards Kalispell, as you see right here. There's Sandpoint and northward, so maybe if you're in Bonners Ferry, if you're near Ione, if you're near Kettle Falls and northward, you have a chance to see one of these stray showers and storms. The rest of us, including here in Spokane, probably not so much for today, but we will nonetheless keep an eye on that action. As for the weekend ahead, that looks crazy hot. We'll show you what areas are also most likely to hit 100 degrees over the weekend. Full details in your forecast are in just a couple minutes.
All right, Thomas, thank you. Talking about how hot it's going to be here. Well, we're taking a look now as much of the country is locked in very intense heat at this point. Millions of people are under heat alerts in more than a dozen states. Meanwhile, powerful storms brought torrential rain and several tornadoes. This is to the Chicago area. The storms destroyed homes and knocked over trees. However, thankfully, no one was killed. The Southwest is dealing then with their own extreme weather as a dangerous heat wave spreads across much of the region. Today, cooling centers are being set up all around Phoenix, Arizona, and the city there gearing up for its 14th straight day of, get this, temperatures at or above 110 degrees.
We pass out hygiene kits, cooling towels, hats, anything that we can give people to help them face the heat.
And those dangerously high temperatures are expected to spread to California. That's coming next. And the heat isn't just hitting the Southwest. We've all felt the temperatures heating up this week as highs are now flirting with triple digits for this weekend. And you may have heard of something called the wet bulb temperature. Brandy Smith is explaining what that all means.
Why do you need to worry about something called the wet bulb temperature? You may have heard about it recently thanks to hot temperatures around the world. The science behind it can be a little complicated, but essentially the wet bulb temperature is the threshold for human survivability. If heat and humidity are too high, the human body begins to lose the ability to sweat, meaning we can't cool ourselves off. A critical wet bulb temperature is the point at which a healthy person can survive for only 6 hours. A 2020 study in the journal Science Advances found that some places on Earth already hit that threshold. So where does the name come from? It's the way the measurement's taken. If you wrap a wet cloth around the bulb of the thermometer, evaporating water from the cloth can cause the temperature to go down, recreating how the human body cools itself off with sweat. The wet bulb temperature is the temperature that a wet cloth cools the thermometer down to. But if the air is humid, less water from the cloth will evaporate, meaning the thermometer won't be cooled off as much and the wet bulb temperature will be higher. According to the Washington Post, places like the Persian Gulf and Pakistan already reached a wet bulb temperature of 95 degrees. At that point, you can't sweat enough to avoid overheating. Even if you're healthy, find shade, and drink a large amount of water, you will still face organ failure. The only real solution is air conditioning. And as temperatures and humidity rise, experts say making sure people have access to air conditioning will take on new importance. With The Why, I'm Brandy Smith.
All right, transitioning to other news today. Across the nation, the FDA approved the first over-the-counter birth control pill. This allows people to now buy contraceptive medication from the same aisle as, say, you would buy aspirin or eye drops. The FDA approved Perrigo once a day O-pill, it's called. The FDA says the pill is safe and is expected to be more effective than other non-prescription contraception. The manufacturer is determining right now the price and also when it will be put on the shelves. The University of Idaho is delaying plans to tear down the house where 4 University of Idaho students were killed last year. Prosecutors and the defense team have not objected to having it torn down, but families of the victims do. They feel it should be left alone until after the trial is over. The attorney for one of the families says the home is the largest piece of evidence in the entire case.
If there's any evidence that's brought up in trial that, has to do with vantage points or how you can hear something or how you can see something or entry points or exit points.
The property owner donated the home to the university following the murders. Last month, the university told KREM 2 that they plan to have the house demolished by the start of the fall semester. They said leveling the house will be healing for students, the Moscow community, and the victims' loved ones. Now the university says the demolition won't happen until at least October, when the suspect, Brian Koberger, is expected to go on trial.